Tensions are rising fast in the South China Sea. Early this morning, news outlets flashed an urgent headline: Philippines defies China. Military drills near Bajo de Masinloc. The world watched as military maneuvers unfolded near a contested reef. News anchors spoke in urgent voices, warning that this could be a turning point for the region. On social media, hashtags like South China Sea and Stand with PH trended within hours. Commenters from around the globe weighed in, some cheering for the Philippines, others calling for calm. In Manila, TV screens flickered with live coverage, showing warplanes soaring above the waves. Tension was in the air, both onshore and on the sea itself. For many, this was not just news, it was a story about sovereignty, power, and pride. The world wondered, would this bold move spark real conflict between two powerful neighbors, or would cooler heads prevail? As the sun rose over the West Philippine Sea, the atmosphere bristled with uncertainty. What was at stake? Why does this small patch of ocean draw the eyes of the world? Bajo de Masinloc, known internationally as Scarborough Shoal, sits just over 120 nautical miles off Luzon's coast. It is a triangle of rocks and reefs. Fishermen from the Philippines have relied on its rich waters for generations. The shoal is more than a fishing ground, it's a symbol of national pride and a flashpoint for international disputes. Strategically, Bajo de Masinloc is crucial. Whoever controls the shoal holds sway over vital sea lanes. Thousands of ships pass through these waters each year, carrying goods between Asia and the world. Military experts say the location is perfect for radar stations or naval bases. No wonder both China and the Philippines claim it fiercely. China has built up its presence in the South China Sea over recent years. Satellite images show artificial islands, airstrips, and patrol vessels. The Philippines, backed by a 2016 International Tribunal ruling, insists the shoal is theirs under international law. Yet, Chinese Coast Guard ships often block Filipino fishermen and challenge Philippine patrols. Each confrontation at Bajo de Masinloc is about more than just territory. It is about who will shape the future of the region and who gets to decide the rules. The Philippine Armed Forces launched their military drills at dawn. Navy frigates, patrol boats, and Air Force jets moved into position. Soldiers on deck looked out over the horizon, alert and focused. This was a rare show of strength so close to disputed waters. Officials said the drills aimed to assert Philippine sovereignty and ensure the safety of Filipino fishermen. The exercises included live fire drills, search and rescue simulations, and coordinated maneuvers between air and sea units. A helicopter hovered overhead, scanning for any sign of trouble. The roar of engines echoed across the waves. Commanders briefed their troops, reminding them of the mission's importance. "We are here to protect our people and our territory," said General Ricardo Santos, the Navy's spokesperson. The mood was tense but determined. Many soldiers volunteered for the mission, aware of the risks but proud to serve. Local communities watched from the shore. Some families waved flags, others prayed for peace. Everyone knew the world was watching, and so was China. Beijing did not stay silent. Within hours, Chinese officials issued stern warnings. The foreign ministry called the drills a serious infringement of China's sovereignty. Spokesperson Lin Zhen stated, "China will take all necessary measures to defend its territorial integrity." State media broadcast images of Chinese Coast Guard ships shadowing the Philippine Navy. Chinese warships also appeared near the shoal. Loudspeakers blared warnings in Mandarin and English. "You are entering Chinese waters. Leave immediately." The tone was unmistakably firm. Chinese commentators on TV described the Philippine actions as provocative and illegal. Weibo, China's social media platform, filled with nationalistic posts. Diplomats scrambled to diffuse tensions. The Chinese embassy in Manila sent a note verbale, an official protest. In Beijing, analysts debated how far China should go. Some called for restraint, others urged a stronger show of force. As ships moved closer, the risk of misunderstanding grew. A single misstep could spark a crisis no one wants. The waters near Bajo de Masinloc were crowded. Philippine warships sailed in tight formation, while Chinese Coast Guard vessels shadowed their every move. Overhead, drones and helicopters buzzed, capturing every development for analysis. On board, Filipino soldiers stood ready. Many were young with families waiting back home. Some wrote quick messages to loved ones, promising to stay safe. Officers kept a watchful eye on radar screens, tracking every vessel in the area. Instructions were clear. Avoid escalation but stand firm. Local fishermen watched from their small boats, anxious but hopeful. "We just want to fish in peace," said Lino, a fisherman from Zambales. "For years Chinese patrols have driven them away. Now, seeing their own navy nearby, some dared to venture closer to the shoal. Back on land, families gathered at seaside chapels. They prayed for their sons and daughters at sea. The tension was real, but so was the pride in standing up for their rights. China insists it has, historical rights over Bajo de Masinloc. Official maps and documents are even presented on state TV. As one Chinese diplomat put it, our claim goes back centuries. He also said, "We urge the Philippines to stop unlawful actions." Chinese law, by the way, allows its Coast Guard to use force if necessary. On the other hand, the Philippines counters with international law. In 2016, an international tribunal actually ruled in its favor. Justice Secretary Maria Villanueva states, "The law is clear. Bajo de Masinloc is within our exclusive economic zone." Philippine officials go further, accusing China of bullying smaller neighbors. Meanwhile, the world watches as both sides argue their case. The United States and Japan express support for freedom of navigation. ASEAN countries issue cautious statements, urging restraint. The United Nations calls for dialogue and respect for international law. Every argument here is more than just words. It shapes the actions and the reactions of ships and soldiers out at sea. Any miscalculation here could have global consequences, warns Dr. Jennifer Cortez, a maritime security expert. She adds, both sides must keep communication open. In Manila, Defense Secretary Antonio Reyes says, "We will not back down. Our sovereignty is not for sale." His words echo across news channels. China's Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Zhen tells reporters, "We hope the Philippines will return to the negotiating table, but we will not compromise on our claims." International observers, including the U.S. Navy, are monitoring the situation closely. Admiral James Cole of the U.S. Pacific Fleet says, "We support a rules-based order at sea." Regional think tanks highlight the risks too. "The South China Sea is a powder keg," says Professor Mei Huang from Singapore's S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies. She warns that incidents could spiral out of control. These voices remind everyone that, honestly, this is not just a local dispute. The world is invested in every move. In coastal villages, life goes on, but there's a real sense of unease. Fishermen like Lino hope the Navy's presence means they can fish safely again. "We just want to provide for our families," he says. Still, some people worry about escalation. "We don't want war. We want peace," says Maria, a mother of 3. Local officials urge calm, even as they support national action. Mayor Rodrigo Cruz of Masinloc says, "We stand with our soldiers and sailors, but we also urge dialogue. Our people want security and stability." Religious leaders hold prayer vigils, asking for wisdom and restraint. Experts note the importance of local voices. "Ordinary Filipinos are on the front line of this dispute," says journalist Ana Santos. "Their livelihoods are at risk." Regional NGOs call for humanitarian support and protection for coastal communities. Through all the tension, hope persists. Most Filipinos believe in peaceful solutions, even as they brace for uncertain days ahead. What happens next near Bajo de Masinloc will ripple across the region. Both the Philippines and China have honestly so much to lose from open conflict. Trade, livelihoods, and even global supply chains really depend on peace in these waters. The drills and warnings are signals, but so are the calls for talks. International actors urge both sides to step back from the brink. The United States, Japan, and Australia offer diplomatic support to the Philippines while calling for dialogue. China, too, faces pressure to avoid escalation. ASEAN leaders are preparing for emergency meetings. For the soldiers and sailors on the water, every day is filled with uncertainty. But for the people of the Philippines and their neighbors, peace is the greatest prize. The coming weeks will test the resolve of leaders and the patience of citizens. What lies ahead? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: the world cannot look away from this flashpoint.